Alright, motovlog.com, Rebel Bear Challenge. We're up to January, February, March, April, May. The lovely month of May. And a big shout out to BBQ-Rider for winning last month's competition and coming up with the awesome subject of your hobbies outside of motorcycling. Now, a couple of problems I have here. Let's get it right from the start. We all know motorcycling's a way of life, not a hobby, so I don't understand the question per se. But let's say that, you know, you just want to know what my hobbies are. Well, I'm one of those people that tend to change hobbies on a reasonably regular basis. I get a couple of years out of something that I'm onto something else. There is one that's stuck with me since my childhood, and that's the one I'll be talking about. But probably one of my other big ones, which I still have all the equipment, just haven't actually done anything with it for a couple of years, is radio control car racing. Now I'm talking about 1/10 scale on-road racing, and I was very passionate about it. I was very into it. I like to think I was reasonable at it. I have a few trophies because of it. And the real reason that I got out of it, well, there was two. One was politics, because it's club level, and as we know, all clubs eventually, politics get in the way and screw everything up. Doesn't matter how big, how small. The other one was I got sick of rule changes. This is a sport, if you want to call it that, where ultimately, for a lot of years, and it was something I didn't have a problem with, deepest pockets will win, or do better than shallow pockets. And, you know, I had the latest, greatest equipment at the time. Talking probably 3-4 years ago now, I suppose. Very, very quick at club level. Very, very quick at a inter-club level. Creamed at anything above that, and that came down to driving skill. But what happened was the rules changed to make things a lot cheaper to get into, which is a good thing. But that wasn't where I was at with what I was doing. So that one went by the wayside. Now, the other one is something that, since a child, and when I say child, I'm thinking probably back to, I'll go under 10, has been something that I've done probably close to a daily basis. And no, it's not what you're thinking. And it's something that, as I've got older, I'm going back and reliving the things I did as a child. And I found that can be quite costly due to the nature of trying to obtain some of these things. So there's no point showing you any more on the bike, so let's get inside and I will show you. So can you guess what my other hobby is? I may like to play the odd video game. Excuse the bit of mess in this room, because I'm just reorganising things a little bit. If you're wondering about the Lego, that is my wife's, that is mine. So yes, she has more Lego than I do. But anyway. So yes, there's PC gaming, there's arcade gaming, there's console gaming, there's retro gaming. You may notice there's no Xbox One, PS4 in here. That is because they're in the lounge room, because the TV in there is bigger than this one. We've only just brought a new TV, so that's why the artwork in this room is all up the putt at the moment. I need to swap it around and move it out and line it up again, but that's another story. So here's the little collection. I became slightly obsessed with collecting PlayStation controllers to the point where I actually believe that I have all the see-through colours, including the very rare yellow one, which I've hardly seen. The one I'm really missing out on is the gold one, which I may decide to buy shortly. The collection of games isn't that great. Well, you know, it's not vast, but the point is that everything works in this room, everything's connected, well, bar there's a couple of Nintendo consoles that I just drag out and use it. So the only thing at the moment, which is slightly a bit dodgy, is the poor old VIC-20, which I think is just getting too old. So as you can see, there's plenty here to play with. Most things are modded in one way or the other. You know, 2600 to have RGB out. Commodore 64 now. I may actually just do a little demo with this because which one it's set on. There it is. Because you probably all remember how slow these things were. Well, not anymore. You know, we all remember the tapes. We all remember how long it took to load a game. My favourite game is Impossible Mission. I want this one. No, I don't. I want the one underneath it. Nowadays, with the advent of SD cards, so I have a little SD card disk drive here, and a souped up ROM package in the C64, you can see how quickly this will load when it gets through all those instructions. There's normally a skip key. Oh, the end. Okay, what's the key? Joystick? Oh, all I've done is download the instructions. Okay. Let's start again. Let's edit that out. So the C64 is very modified. It runs off SD card. Has a modified DOS. I'm just going to load up Impossible Mission here. Impost 1. And you might remember, you know, I have the original tape of this. It takes about probably around 30 minutes to load. Even from disk, now I do have a disk drive here, probably takes a good 10 minutes to load. This takes about, you know, I'm thinking around 2. Just get through all the, here we go. I want to load the high score. I want to load my high scores. And there we go. Stay forever. I'll probably have to play this through now because that's habit. Now the old arcade machine has around 5,000 odd games on it. There's actually a computer in the back of it that it all runs off. And then I get to the good old PC, which I must admit I don't spend as much time on now as I used to. And around the room you'll notice there's various bits of stuff. You know, I'm halfway through repairing for the second time now the Xbox One Connect because these things are heaps of junk. You know, I've just taken these old Commodore CRTs out of service to replace them with that plasma. But nostalgia in me wants one of them back in here, so I may build a little mini desk thing to go just there to probably put the C64 over there, I think, or maybe the Amiga. Maybe the Amiga. Now the Amiga's modified too. It runs off compact flash card. The only thing that probably isn't is the old Intelivision. Very original, that thing. And when I say very original, all the way from when I was a kid I had that. So there you go. There's what I do outside of motorcycle riding. Thanks for watching.